Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. We're going to do a reline-it kit today just because a lot of people have asked the question. I see it in the denture groups all over the place. Is it good? What are the pros and cons? I'm going to say that there's a lot of over-the-counter denture liners out there that are good. There are some that are bad, but they are good. They all have their pros and cons. Now, the ones that you order online that you can't readily get on the shelf at a store, they're harder to get your hands on and they're more expensive. The thing with that is that this is a great starter kit. It's great for people just starting off. It's great for people to get their hands on. It's easy. If you mess it up, there's another application. You can go out and get another one. They're under $5. There's so many good sides about it. Does it taste great? No, most of them don't. The ones that use primers, those ones don't work on anything nylon based. Any flexible partials, nylon based like Comfilites and Ultras, things like that, they don't work. So this one works pretty good on the nylon based material. Now, all of them are for temporary use only. And that's the thing. Anything with a subscription or something like that, it's really deceiving because they should only be used in a temporary situation until you can get to your dentist and address the problems that you're having with your dentures or your appliance. Because in all reality, they should be fitting well. That's the way that it should be. So I know that for cost-effective reasons and lack of funds and things like that, people use the liners to kind of fix ill-fitting dentures. I get that part of it. This one's $5. It's cheap. It's easy to use, and I strongly recommend at least starting out with this so that you can figure out how they work. Even if you're just going to use it as a practice model, it's a great way to figure out how they work. Now, this stuff has been in my freezer for 2 weeks. I recommend when you buy it, throw it in the freezer. If you're going to use it immediately, throw it in there for 30 minutes before you use it. Right before you're about to use it, take it out of the freezer. That's the best way to get a longer mix with it to where it mixes well and it isn't so gritty. And then if you're not going to use it, just keep it in the freezer until it's time. It won't hurt it. It's better if you freeze it. It gives you a longer time to be able to work with it. So we're going to do it on my lowers today, even though I don't need it. My dentures fit great. I've been in these ones for 10 months. These are my permanents I got at 4 months. I've stopped shrinking. I stopped shrinking at 4 months and I'm doing great. So I don't wear adhesive. I don't wear liners, nothing. They are perfectly fitting just like they did the day that I picked them up, and I'm very happy with them. But I'm going to help you guys with this reline-it kit. So this is it. And in here will come 2 applications. The only thing that it doesn't come with that's extra is the little mixing tool. So it will come with a liquid. It will come with a powder. Da-da-da. It'll come with 2 of those. Now, it will also come with 2 of the little trays. They're stuck together. Here's a clean one. The only thing that it doesn't come with 2 of is this little spatula, and it's okay to reuse it. It's totally fine. It won't hurt anything. So it looks like just like this little tiny spatula. It's great. And you could just peel off the rubber, after you use it or whatever, and then rinse it off and put it back in the little extra tray that comes with it. So what you're going to do is you don't want to get this stuff on your skin. None of it is good for getting on your skin. The primers with the other ones, stuff like that, they're chemicals. So just be cautious. If you think that you might get messy with it, put on some rubber gloves. But you want to make sure that you actually be a little careful with it. You don't want to get the liquid and stuff on your skin. So I'm going to take my lower denture out and I'm just going to show you guys what you do. This is it. It's a $5 kit. Put it in the freezer. These are cold from being in the freezer. They are very, very cold. So what I do is I pour the liquid in first, and you just pour it in the little tray. Dun, dun, dun. Here's my denture, and I'm going to set it right here so it can just dry off a little bit, but I've put it on there wet, and I put it on there dry, and it doesn't seem to make a difference either way. So you just want to pour this stuff. See, kind of a little liquid. Now I'm trying to be careful so I don't squirt it in my eyeballs. Technically, you want to do this away from your face. You want to do it on like a tabletop or in your bathroom or something like that. Make sure that you have time to work with it, that you're not rushed or anything, because especially if you're using it for the first time, you want to make sure that you give yourself plenty of time. So that's it. It will evaporate if you just let it sit there. So you want to do this kind of quickly. I'm opening up the second package of the powder, and this stuff is just a little powder. You can see all the ingredients on the literature that comes with it. So we've got our liquid here, and I'm just going to pour this powder right in, just like that. It's really simple. And then you just mix it, guys. Just mix it up really, really good. Once it is fully mixed, and you can tell because the powder won't be chunky or blobby or anything like that, you want to evenly mix it up really good like this. And the reason I love this stuff is because it's cheap, it's a good starter, and it gives people good practice. There are little tips and tricks to it, like putting it in the freezer and things like that. Now, the literature says to let it set. Now, I don't do that, and there's a reason. Because the more it sets, the less it's going to get into those tiny little grooves of your dentures. So as you can tell, it's starting to get kind of, in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it into my denture and spread it around with this little spatula. It's really easy to work with. It's just like a little bit of, liquid rubber sort of, I guess. Normally I've got it down on a tabletop. But once it starts to get kind of rubbery, ta-da, you can use your fingers with it. Ta-da! It's kind of like bubble gum. So you can use your fingers with it once you get it all in there. The more liquid it is when you put it in your dentures, the easier it's going to be to apply. So I've got my finger right here. They are clean, and I'm just spreading it around in there, pushing it down into all the little grooves, making sure that it's all over. It's okay if it goes over the sides because you are going to trim it when you're done. So that's pretty much it. Now, it does smell like nail polish remover, and that's just the overall reality of these things is they do not smell all that great. It is what it is. They don't taste all that great either. Even the ones from your dentist. There's a couple out there that don't taste bad, but you still have to use primers and things. So you're still putting chemicals in your mouth. It doesn't matter what you do. So once it's in this stage right here, see it's all icky gooey in my dentures. I'm just going to put it in my mouth. It is going to ooze out the sides. It's going to be all funky, but it's okay. You want to put it in there for at least 30 seconds until you know that it is where it's supposed to be. You want to bite down gently, but hard enough to be where your bite should be. So now I don't really need it in here, and so but I want to show you guys what it looks like. So it will burn just a little bit. It is very temporarily. It goes away. It's never irritated my gums ever. Like ever, ever, ever. Never, ever irritated my gums. So what I usually do is I'll fold down the edges like this on Tim's dentures because I do this on his all the time. And as you can tell, it's nicely seated in there around my gums where it should be. Make sure that it's good and stuck on the sides. You want it to be really uniform, exactly where you need it. Now, you can put this stuff in just the areas that you need it. Say it's high on one side and low on the other side. It's okay. This stuff will get really thin if you pour it in a liquid to where you just have a super micro thin layer of like a gum conditioner on the inside of your denture. So you can get it super thin. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've got the sides kind of folded down, I'm going to put it back in. And just biting down, making sure the bite is okay. It is lots of suction in there, but it's good. It's where it needs to be. It is definitely good in there. So what I'm going to do next is, these little cuticle trimmers are amazing. I love these guys, and I am going to trim off some of this excess down here. So people say that they have trouble with this stuff, and I get it. I do. I get it. It can, all liners can be a little bit intimidating. What I'm doing is I am just going around, and right on the outside of the denture, I am just taking off the excess like this. You want to make sure that you have all of that trimmed off. Now, I go a little bit beyond the edge at first, just to make sure that it is, that I'm not taking off too much. If you start to pull it, you can lift it before it's set up in there. So you want to make sure that you're trimming it and pulling down so you're not lifting it off of the denture. So I'm going to do this little outside edge right here in the front, and you're just taking off the excess bulk of it. That's all you're doing. Just taking off the big bulky parts. Now you can trim it up more later. It's okay. But you want to make sure to grab it and just pull outwards so you're not pulling up the actual liner there. So this is it, and I actually put it in one more time because all that excess can kind of get in the way. So I can feel a little bit more squishing out because there was so much in there. There was nowhere else for it to go. And like I said, I didn't really need it because my dentures fit really well. So I'm biting down again kind of hard to make sure the bite is right, to make sure that I squish out any extra air, make sure I squish out any excess in there that I don't need. And that's it. So I'm going to leave it in there for a few minutes while I talk to you guys and just let it kind of do its thing, mold really well to my gums so you guys can see how well it works. And when you're finished with it, you want to just put it in some cold water and put a teaspoon of baking soda in it and a little splash of mouthwash. That will get rid of the taste. I promise you guys, it goes away. It really does. Now, hey, so that was it. That's all it takes. 30 minutes in the baking soda and mouthwash bath, and it gets the taste out of there. It helps set it up pretty good, and they fit great in there. So I'm going to leave it in there for a couple days and see how it goes. I don't need liners, but who knows? Maybe it will make it even better. I don't know. I didn't know that it could get any better. If you guys like this video, definitely like, and if you'd like to know when the next one comes out, subscribe and hit the bell, and YouTube will let you know when I have a next one coming out. If you guys have any questions, comments, or want to know where I get my product, I will definitely link it in the description or the comment section. Otherwise, I hope this helped, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye.